What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another John boat video. So I have a few things to do on the back of this John boat to get this back deck back in order. Okay, so first thing I want to do is wire up this nav lights. I need to run the wires. I got some 14 gauge wire here, but that's going to go down behind the transom, all the way under the transom, and then over there to that battery. I also need to run the wires to this bilge pump right here. Same thing, it's gonna shoot under the transom and over there. Also need to install the hose and the clamp onto the bilge pump. I waited to get this back deck built and this motor on to find a placement for the hose. So if you look right there, there's no hose just yet. So we're gonna get the hose on today as well. So let's get started. First things first, wiring. Okay, so everything I have is a marine grade. These heat shrink tubing is adhesive lined. That means there's adhesive inside the tubing that will melt itself to the wire. Same with these butt connectors. Everything's marine grade. So I got 100 foot of marine grade wire. This is 14 gauge. I got a spool of black and a spool of red, but both marine grade. Alright, so now we have both of these wires connected to the nav light. And now we just need to run straight down across the transom and to the battery. Okay, so I got the wires running behind the batteries under these transom supports. And then it comes up through here around this battery. And right now I have it just sitting here and I have it labeled back nav light. But that will eventually run to right here. Let's open that up. So this is where my fuse block is gonna go. That's also where all of my wires are going to run to into a fuse. So eventually that will end up connected to that. But for now, I need to run wires for the bilge pump. Okay, so I just got wires attached to the bilge pump. I actually want to test this out. I want to test out the back nav light as well. So I'm just going to attach this to this battery real quick and see if it turns on. Make sure all my connections work. Okay, so there's the bilge pump working great. Bam, there she is. She works. Alright, cool. So we got the nav light and the bilge pump wired up. Okay, so next up I got this kill switch. This will be connected to this battery. I have this 6 gauge marine wire. This will connect to the battery and then connect to the fuse block. But I need to add in this kill switch on the positive wire. But I need to think of a place to put it. Okay, so this video is all over the place. Basically, I'm working on anything I need to do to get the back deck done. But this is all the 6 gauge wire I have left. I used the rest of it on the trolling motor. So I'm gonna go ahead and split this wire apart and then connect it to the fuse block. The fuse block has a negative and a positive end. So I'm gonna connect that there and then see how much room I have with the wires. And then that will give me an idea of where I can put this kill switch. So that's the new plan. Alright, now we have a negative and a positive lead going to the fuse block. The fuse block is going to sit right here. I just went ahead and screwed in the deck just so it's in the right spot. But I need to see. Man, that's such a tight bend on these. It's not too bad, I guess. Man, it like has to go there. That is like perfect fit. That could not be any tighter. So I'm happy with how all that looked. So I'm gonna go ahead and screw this down. I got some self-tapping screws over here. And we're just gonna screw that down to the bench. Man, how sick does that look? Looks really good. Alright, so that is screwed on. There is the cover for that. Now I'm actually going to work on putting on the license plate. It will take 5 seconds. Shouldn't take too long at all. But I just got the official license plate. And now we can put it on. Now what? See how much I can just tackle today real quick. It's probably a really random video. So we got all that done. I got the battery charger that's gonna go here. We could get that screwed in. Alright, so here is my onboard battery charger. It's gonna stay on the boat at all times. It is waterproof and it charges 2 batteries at once. This battery charger is gonna go right there, just like that. Okay, so this looks pretty simple. Easy to hook up. We got 2 different battery cords. Looks like it has a fuse block right here, 15 amp fuse. And then the other cord is just a simple plug-in. Plug this into the wall and you're automatically charging your batteries. So that's pretty cool. Really simple to do. First thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and screw this down into the boat. Same thing as over there with the fuse block. I'm gonna use some self-tapping screws and screw it down into the bench. Okay, so now we have this mess of wires to deal with. That can set aside. So we got 2 battery cables here. I'm gonna run this cable that way to that battery just because it's closer, and this one will stay in this area here. What do we have? Ring terminals. Okay, tuck that down there. This will come this way, and bam, just like that. That's that simple. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and unscrew those terminals and throw those on. Okay, so now we have the trolling motor hooked up and the battery charger. And that is the only thing I'm hooking up to this battery. This battery is just for the trolling motor. So I'm gonna go ahead and use some liquid tape and cover up these terminals and these bolts and make sure that that never touches anything and never causes a fire. So there is both of the terminals covered in liquid tape. The main cause of boat fires is these terminals, something touching both of them, and that sparking and getting super hot. So I'm making dang sure that these are covered up. I'm also gonna have the lid on it as well, but I still wanna make sure that these are covered. I'm gonna let this dry and then do one more heavy coat just like this because I do not ever want to risk having a fire on the boat. But there is one of the battery cords done. Now I need to run this cord to that side. Okay, so I think I just figured something out. So there's a groove right here in the John boat, and the nuts on the back could go right in there. I would have to build a little base for it to get the nuts not touching the side of the boat, but I could glue the base to the edge of the boat, and that could sit just right there. I can come in on this side and hopefully fit my hand in there. I can take the lid off if I have to and turn the knob. But I think that's the best option. Yeah, okay. That's what I'm gonna do. So I need to see if this red cable can actually reach. So if I do that, oh, that will fit. That will work great. That should work great. I hope. It's gonna be cutting it very close, but I think we can do it. So that is the plan. Now that I found out what way I want the battery, I'm gonna go ahead and get a ring terminal on the negative end and also attach the battery charger cords. So that is what we just did. Now we can attach it to the battery. But first I want to attach the battery charger. Okay, so this side has all the cables that's going to attach to it. So I'm going to go ahead and add some liquid tape to that. Alright, so it's about to get dark, so I'm going to go ahead and get a ring terminal on this end, test out, make sure all the wires work, make sure the battery's charged, and then I want to connect the Bilge pump hose, and then we're going to call it a day. I got the battery charger all plugged in. Let's go ahead and plug it into the wall and see if it works. Make sure these batteries are good. That battery is brand new over there, but this battery was given to me, so let's test them out, see how they work. And this is how I will be charging my boat every night. No fires, no fires. We're good, no fires. So we got both of the batteries on red. They need to be charged, but we don't have any warning signs, so that is good. Real good. So I'm gonna leave these on a charger, and while I do that, I'm going to go ahead and install the bilge pump hose. When I installed the bilge pump, I could not install the hose yet because I didn't have the motor or the back deck built yet. So now it's all built, and now I can place the hose in. I got this ring clamp that's going to go on this end here, and then that will be connected to the bilge pump. Okay, so you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing here, but I'm going to do it, get it all installed, and then I will walk y'all through what I did. Okay, so I have a lot left over. I've seen a lot of people just cut it right here and let it just shoot out the back. But I don't want that. I want it going straight down into the water. So I see two holes down here. I'm going to go ahead and zip tie this down just like that. But I need to cut some off. I don't want it too far down or else it won't spit out any water because it's in the water. Got some zip ties here. Okay, so I got the hose all attached. So basically what I did was, here is the bilge pump. It is a 1100 gallon per hour bilge pump. I tested that out and it freaking pumps out water fast. But I got a hose clamp down there, got that super tight, that will not ever come off. So that hose comes up, it follows the back deck, it comes over the transom, and there is a C-clamp or a hose clamp, I'm not sure what that's called, but it's basically a U, and it just screws down on both sides. And then the hose comes over, and I have it zip tied right there. So I cut the hose right here, left a few notches, that way those notches cannot get over the zip tie. But I wanted the water going straight down, but if this boat is ever this deep in water, it will not be able to pump out water, which would be bad. If that ever does happen, I'll just take a knife and cut it right here, and that way it shoots water straight out the back. But there it is. I'm gonna call it a day. It's starting to get dark. I wanted to build a platform or a little base for the kill switch, but it's getting dark, and I will do that tomorrow because I will need power tools. But I feel like I got quite a bit accomplished today. But we got the battery charger installed, connected to the batteries. It's going right now. We got the bilge pump hose connected. We got the fuse block screwed into the bench. It's all wired up, connected to the batteries. We got the bilge pump wiring over here, and also the nav lights going all through here as well. Is that all we did? Doesn't seem like much now that I say it. What else did we do? I don't know what else. I guess that's it. Is that all we did today? Jeez. Now that I say it, it doesn't seem like much. It was more work than what it is, but man, this back deck is looking a mess. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. We're slowly getting there, guys. It's almost done. But don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.